Guys, guys, that's not a recording.
I'm here.
That's real.
Guys, I'm here.
Colton's here today, guys.
Hey. Hello, everyone.
Wow.
Canzone's bat flip, though, facts.
Bro, ice cold.
Crush.
He knew it too. I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
he kind of had this, like, I don't know how to describe it, like a little scowl, like a little mean mugging scowl going on, it felt like when he was walking away. Crushed that ball.
Should have walked Mullins, shouldn't have thrown Thornton.
Yeah, I feel like the bigger thing there is you've got Saucedo, right?
Yeah.
Unless he's sick from partying with Felix too much. Maybe there's a little behind the scenes that we didn't get to see from Saucedo and the boys, but I felt like we could have gotten a little saucy there in the 10th and we would have been just fine, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
alas.
How you feeling about that series, Joe, overall?
The series, I think both series against the Orioles, you have to come out feeling relatively like neutral. Yes, we lost two. We went 2-4 again, in 6 games against the Orioles, but I think the run differential is like plus 17. And I get that it's classic Mariners to use all the runs in one or two games and then lose some nail biters. 2021, 2022 Mariners probably win those nail biters, who's to say. But I'm not that mad, I guess. There are things that I could gripe about, you know. Yesterday, I'm more mad about yesterday's game, Saturday, than today's game,
Yeah.
Sunday. For me, I don't like. Yeah, there were some miscues on the defense today, and some I don't like just ties almost home. Tying home run. Just Cedric Mullins is an animal, and it's frustrating because he is good. It is a good play. And then Canzone obviously ties it, and then you don't walk Mullins and you pitch Trent Thornton. I don't know. I'm more mad about yesterday's game than most of today.
Yeah, I mean, looking at like JT and Ryan, everyone that's mad about this game, why? Why? You played the best team in the American League and almost beat them twice. And
Yeah.
you can be mad. I get being mad about the game that Kirby pitched. Obviously, Kirby, gave the best outing of his career, right? But how can you be mad at today's game? Cedric Mullins beat you. Like he robbed a home run there. Otherwise, you win that game on Canzone's home run.
Yeah.
It's the way it is. And like, yeah, Dylan Moore making that error and then that run coming across, not great,
Yeah.
but it happened. That's what happens. I don't know why you'd be mad about coming off of an 8-game winning streak and then losing 2 games to the best team in the American League.
Yeah. I think it definitely feels sure. Would I have liked them to win 9, 10 in a row? Duh.
Oh,
Is
duh.
am I
Yeah.
complacent for that? I don't think so. But there's ways to be angry or upset in like a productive manner, I feel like, where there's critical things to take a look at under a microscope and be like, okay, this is what went wrong and this is how you can fix it. Yesterday there was run scoring opportunities plenty, and then you just don't get it done. Teo torched a ball with runners on, I think, second and third, and it's just it finds a glove. And
Hmm.
there are moments where it just the ball doesn't land, and then it does for Baltimore.
Hmm.
And you know, going up against Felix Bautista for 2 straight innings, that's not a battle many people have won this year at all. Expecting the Mariners to go out and do that, not ideal. You should have won the game before that, is my big thing.
Colton's lazy. We're used to it. Y2K, what have you ever done in your life? Nothing? All right, but Traveling Irishman, what's up, dude? Hey, I tried to message you back and ask you where you were sitting because it didn't come through for me, but I was never able to get to you. I don't know what happened there. Was that really a balk? Yeah, it was a balk. You have to come set for 1 second. You have to stop your motion for 1 second. That's the rule.
Zero point
And
0.8 seconds is
yeah,
is
and
what probably if you did a stopwatch, like how fast was Munoz on the leg pickup, it is what it is. I think if Munoz is throwing strikes in that inning, or like, I don't know. It's not a great call to have happened to you. Duh.
yeah,
Was I angry in that moment? Was I about as fired up as Scott was? Maybe not as fired up, but I'm glad he threw his hat down. I enjoy it when Scott throws his hat. And it's just at this rate, I don't know if I am in the minority, but I might prefer brash, bold, brash and bold, in the ninth versus Munoz in the ninth. But
Yeah, I mean
it
it's
could
tough
just be
to
like a
say.
sample size of like the last 5 games where I've seen Brash come in and close it out, and then Munoz not get the job done. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like in the end, my biggest problem with that game, with today's game anyway, is not going to Saucedo. That's the biggest problem for me. Why go to Trent Thornton of all people? Just
Yeah,
makes no sense to me.
it
Why are
was.
you putting Trent Thornton in high leverage situations?
I just don't. I get where we were at with the pen today in terms of like where we were using them and stuff. Like, I don't disagree with Miller going back out there either earlier in the game. I thought that was
Hmm.
an okay move to make, and yeah, that tied the game. I think there was some moments. I think I would have taken him out one batter earlier if
Yeah.
I'm looking back on it. And would that have changed the outcome? Never a guarantee. But I don't think rolling him back out there is the thing that breaks this game down completely. Like, I don't know.
Why did why did they sub out Cade Marlowe? Did that have any effect on the game? I don't think it did. In
Where
the end, did it? He was
I
playing left and they subbed him for Haggerty.
yeah, to face, yeah, it was a lefty on lefty, I'm pretty sure. Scott,
Like could
subscribe.
like
Thanks.
could you have had Cade Marlowe, in that at bat? Sure. But I mean, theoretically speaking, yes, having Haggerty up there with his career splits versus lefties should be better.
Yeah.
But
I
he's a
mean,
313 hitter in a very, very small sample size,
and
mind you.
Marlowe's
Very small sample
Marlowe
size.
has been on a heater though, you know.
Right.
He did get a
Yeah.
knock off Bautista yesterday. I know it's a righty lefty matchup, but like, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying I agree with them subbing him out, but I can see why,
You can
you
see
know.
the vision.
I can see why they did it. My biggest gripe from this entire series, and I don't have many, honestly. This is the Mariners played a very good series against a very good baseball team. Just came out on the wrong side of it.
Das
My
Beard
only gripe,
subscribed. Thank you. Sorry.
my only gripe is only getting like 2 or 3 hits off of a pitcher like that in Cole Irvin.
Yeah,
I
he
mean, he's
notoriously
dog.
worse on the road and had like an 8 ERA against Seattle in his career, and then we uh we looked a little silly.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, game three, you literally came within 1 inch of winning that game twice. 1 inch.
Yeah.
Either the play at the plate going the other direction or Cedric Mullins missing that ball. You win that game.
Yeah,
Plain and simple.
I was surprised. I don't know on that little dribbler. Obviously, it's Jorge Mateo busting down the line. That's like the game changer there is you've got
It's Jorge Mateo,
99
yeah.
99 breakneck speed running from third to home. But is it Munoz's throw that needs to be further back behind Cal? But with the way Cal is positioned, I guess like you just have to try and get it on Cal's glove side as opposed to his arm side, right?
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, that's the
that's
only difference in that situation.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess
And
because
again, it's Mateo.
it was you're saying inches away
Hmm.
from like had he been called out originally, I don't know if had they challenged they would have had enough to overturn because
Right.
it looks like as soon as his little Evo Shield extendo arm reaches and touches home plate, that Cal's like laces are like within inches of touching it.
Hmm.
Maybe not inches, like centimeters. So yeah, it's just another. It's a bang bang play. It's tough. It is
Hmm.
tough.
But yeah, I have zero problem with game three. They lost, so be it. Canzone hit a massive nuke of a home run. That was
Hmm.
good to see. Called
Wasted
that
it, but
smile. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But yeah, game two is the one that we should have a problem with. Like, just the only thing that any Mariners fan should have a problem with is not scoring off of Cole Irvin. It's Cole Irvin. Like, you need
Hmm.
to put up 10 on Cole Irvin. Why are you doing that?
Bruce. Well, I was gonna say something, but I didn't know this or I didn't see this. I guess seen a pitcher shake off Cal both times ended up in the seats. Did Thornton shake off Cal in
That would
that
be interesting
in
to
that
look
at
at.
bat against Mullins? I didn't notice it, but I wasn't really. I kind of had my hands over my eyes, like peeking, at the game because I was too scared. But my thought was yesterday. Do you think, with how fired up George was? that he could have gone out there and gotten a hit and like drove one in? You know what I mean? Like with his rage, do you think
You know,
he could have won the game himself?
I
Like Cedric Mullins took over the game today. Do you think Scott sacrifices the DH, opens up the pitching spot to hit, and George goes out and hits a nuke in the ninth? I know the batting lineup doesn't line up for it, but do you think there's a chance?
I mean, sure, why not?
All right, cool.
Why not?
Thanks.
I saw someone say I'm mad that George didn't go out there for the 10th when he had thrown like 103 pitches.
Do it. Why not?
Let's see. Other people I need to get mad at here. Let's see.
No, don't. You don't have to get
Dipoto
mad.
is hot trash, not having Seawald killed them. Well, if you would have kept Seawald there, you would have lost that game 3-0. Rojas scored 2 runs and Canzone hit a home run.
Correct.
Both people you got in that trade. So sounds good, Jeremy Crom, monkey symbol in his brain. But without the people you got in the Seawald trade, you lose that. You get shut out. So Canzone looks like he's struggling. Dude has like
he made a good
50
catch.
major league at bats. Yeah, like
made a good catch today as well.
Yeah,
I was
like how you can't judge Canzone off of 50 major league at bats and say struggling. He's bad.
You can say that he's struggling, but like to say that it's bad is not necessarily. I don't know. Like Julio is an example. I get the talent levels of scouting and projection are way different, but Julio threw 50 at bats versus Dominic Canzone threw 50 at bats.
Dominic Canzone's been better
in terms of bat to ball skills and putting the ball in play. Probably, I'm not. I mean, I'm no statistician, and I don't have the ability to go look at the stats right now. But I'd be willing to bet that Canzone probably has better looking stats than Julio through 50 ABs. But
like Ryan says, you don't make it to extras today without Canzone. It's true.
Absolute. Dude. He hit that ball so freaking far. Pimped it.
Let's see. What are some reasons why we're having a hard time scoring, a hard time with extra inning games? Just clutch hitting.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like it's there.
I don't know.
All it is.
It's complete turnaround, 180 from last year and the year before. Just not a bunch of clutch hitting involved on the team. It feels like, and there've been moments, but
you win the game with Seawald. You can't win the game by not scoring any runs. That's not possible.
I think if you want to, you can play devil's advocate and be like, oh, Colton Wong is just as, like Josh Rojas is just as bad as Colton Wong, blah, blah, blah. And then use that as, oh, this would be one of Colton Wong's good games. And then just call it a day there.
Yeah. Before this stream, Joe and I we asked each other how soon it would be before someone had the idiotic take that it was the fact they traded Seawald, the fact that's the reason they lost. It took longer than I thought. So
I mean, you're not wrong. I said within the first 30 seconds before we even came on the screen, but it did not happen, Yeah,
if you're mad about trading a minor league signee for 3 major league talent bats, there's no hope for you.
At the end of the day, you have to look at the value, and maybe this one would have been Seawald's first save opportunity with the Diamondbacks. Maybe that was that appearance today,
which he blew.
Like there's no guarantee that having Seawald wins you the game. You can't play the game of what ifs if you're not willing to play the game of what ifs of like if Mullins didn't catch the ball, if Munoz didn't balk, if he threw the ball glove side to Cal, it's like it's a loss. You have to take it on, like you're taking it on the chin at this point, and you just have to move on and play the next series. And don't have a day off until when?
Yeah, that's
a while.
The problem.
You don't have a day off for a while. Back-to-back long
stretch.
games against Baltimore. Sure, it's back-to-back losses that suck. You just came off 8 wins in a row. Yeah. I don't think there's any other. I don't know. Like, not that there's any other way you can like come out of this series trying to like look at the positives, but if you hang your head and dwell on this game in particular, you're going to have a tough time going into this next stretch of games and feeling confident about winning. But
Mark, I'm sorry, there's no help for you. Colton, did you cry watching Felix get inducted to the Hall of Fame? Absolutely. Yes, I did. Yeah, this I think that you lose 2 games against the second best team in baseball. Oh darn! Boo hoo! You lose games in baseball.
Yeah. If this is the domino effect, the compounding error that leads into what are we doing if we lose the Royals and White Sox, then sure, that's a larger
Yeah,
conversation to
then there's a
have.
problem.
That's the larger conversation to have. But right
Mhm.
now, you outscored the Orioles in this series, and yeah, that doesn't help you in the long run if you're looking at win loss because run differential doesn't get you in the playoffs when you're so close, tight knit in a wild card chase.
Yeah.
But
You play.
you're gonna go play the dog water AL Central teams.
Yeah, you're gonna go play 7 games against the Kansas City Royals, and you have, I think it's either a 3 or 4 game set
Mm-hmm.
versus the White Sox. You know, oh, you lost. This is gonna torpedo all the momentum. This is the moment. All right, this is the moment. This team was shit at the start of the year, but this is the moment that's gonna do it. Yep, you're right, dude.
I just don't know if there's Cuddy. I liked your fun fact, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, Cuddy.
I just want to throw that out there. I don't know. I don't know if we've just been willing to accept losses too easily throughout the year, right? But I've said it on record a billion times, a billion, that I'm not willing to give up on the team at any point. I'm not willing to throw in the towel, and I don't think anybody else who's complaining about this loss is necessarily doing that either. I just, if you are feeling these like overwhelmingly negative emotions towards loss, and yes, I don't like losing. I'm saying I, as in I'm part of the team. Bro thinks he's part of the team. But I don't know. I'm gonna go to bed and we're gonna wake up tomorrow and they're gonna play another baseball game. And if we can't go out there and shove against a Royals team, I think that's I mean we have to play the Royals next. I don't know. Like we held Baltimore pretty soundly. If you don't go
I think
do that,
Baltimore scored what, like 5 runs this entire series?
they scored 5 today.
6 runs this entire series. 7
7
runs this
runs,
entire series.
8 runs because they scored 2 in the first game.
All right,
Whatever, right? Held them below double digits. But it's just I'm not going to call the season over right now because this is the best the team has looked all year because we just came off eight straight wins. And those weren't against mediocre teams either necessarily. Sure, the Angels might have been, on the downturn because they were pretty cold coming out of the deadline. But that team just won 1 game against the Astros today. Who's to say that once we done with Kansas City, that we don't go in and take 2 out of 3 from Houston? It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean I don't.
Ben, I'll go get a hit, bro. You got it.
Only Mariners fans will get mad after coming off of an 8-game winning streak and then losing 2 of 3 to the second best team in baseball. Only Mariners fans.
Like if
no
you go
other
back,
team's
you
gonna
go
do
back
that.
looking at the last 10, it's still gonna say 8-2.
Yep.
It's just like
the Angels had a bunch of deadline ads and they're god awful. Worst team in baseball. I swear. They're so bad.
It's amazing how they do it.
Christian asked when the next Mariner
Mariner
Mojo meet and greet is. Actually, it's August 27th. Joe, you don't have the graphic, do you?
Nope.
August 27th in the J-Rod squad. Get your tickets in the J-Rod squad and come watch a game with Joe and I out there in the J-Rod squad. Get there early. It's pick a seat. No specific seats. You just go pick a seat. So we're gonna try to get there early and get as close to the front row as we can out there in the J-Rod squad. It's just a few weeks away. We're gonna have some cool
early, do you think?
I'm getting there at 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Whoa. That's early, bro.
But yeah, we're gonna have some fun little giveaway stuff there. Also, I don't know if Armani's here. Armani, if you're in the chat, I need you to send me your address so I can send you some stuff for winning the trivia question. I don't know if you're here, but if you are,
yeah, shout out Armani.
But yeah, so next couple of games, 7 against the Royal. The only team that you play that's over 500 the rest of this month is the Astros, who you have beat pretty handily this season.
Yeah, they've done a good job of handling the Astros.
So I don't know. I think that you look towards the rest of this month, and as long as the Mariners keep playing the way they have been this month, easy. Yeah, you don't have to sweep the Royals. It's not easy to sweep in baseball. So if you win 2 of 3 from the Royals, I'm happy with that.
Win the series is the minimum.
It's all I care about.
Yeah.
Are people calling this a season ender? Yep, they are. Accent. Yes,
Accent,
they are.
you're a smart man for skipping the first like 20 minutes because you know that's when it all happens. So you're a smart man.
Yep.
You're a genius. I saw Tyler ask, or I think it was Tyler, what the Blue Jays schedule looks like for the rest of the month. They've got some tough series for the next three or two, but then they've got a very comparable easy schedule like the Mariners do, if I'm being honest with you. So they're wrapping up they start playing the Phillies on Tuesday, 2 game set against the Phillies. They've got 3 against the Reds in Cincinnati. They've got 3 against the Orioles in Baltimore, and then they've got 3 against the Guardians in Toronto. 3 against the Nationals in Toronto. 3 against Colorado in Colorado, and then 3 against Oakland, and then the Royals. That leads up to September 10th. So if we don't go, comparable to what the Blue Jays do against the Rockies, Athletics, and the Nationals, how like if we don't do that against the Royals and White Sox, it's that's also like a month away. But they've got a relatively easy schedule like we do the rest of this month, and that heads into September. So
Yeah, and I mean, theoretically speaking, the Mariners still face the teams in front of them, minus the Blue Jays. Still face the teams in front of them in the wild card race.
yeah,
Like they face, I think, Houston 2 more times. I think. And
Zimenez.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then they face Tampa Bay once, maybe twice.
I'm not sure about
So
Tampa Bay. It would only be once, if anything.
yeah, maybe I'm thinking wrong here.
We play the Rays in Tampa Bay for 4 from September 7th to the 10th.
Okay,
And then
so
we
yeah,
and then we come home and welcome Shohei Ohtani to town.
mm-hmm.
Come to
You want to
Seattle, Shohei.
talk about that a little bit?
I mean, simply Seattle's putting on a little shindig on Tuesday, September 12th, renting out not renting, that's a wrong word to say. They're basically buying, you buy a shirt with a ticket pack and you get to hang out with a bunch of Seattle Mariner fans all in one section and have a very neat come to Seattle Shohei Ohtani shirt and just get to yell at Shohei Ohtani for 9 innings to sign with Seattle.
Did you never replied? Are you coming to that or not?
Oh, you want the live reaction? Yeah, Caitlin and I'll be there. Yeah. We're flying we're flying in Tuesday morning. And flying out. Yeah, Tuesday morning. Trust me, it'll work. It'll work.
You fly out on Wednesday?
Yeah.
Damn.
Fly in Tuesday morning, fly out Wednesday like morning. Yup.
W. Yeah, that'll be fun. So we'll be there. Mariner Mojo will be there. So it'll be like its own little second Mariner Mojo meetup, even though it's technically not. It's a simply Seattle meetup.
September 12th.
Yep.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I texted you and you just didn't respond.
I know, that was the whole point. I was gonna tell you today. I was gonna tell you in person or in conversation.
But yeah, guys, August 27th, be there. J-Rod Squad, hang out with us. We'll have some fun giveaways that we definitely have talked about and planned out already.
Yeah, we haven't at all.
We got to talk about that.
When does JP Crawford come back? Whenever he feels good. So it's a 7-day concussion IL, retroactive to the 10th. So you can go back to 17th.
Is that Tuesday?
No, that'd be the 15th.
No, Thursday.
But I would not be surprised if it's longer than that since we haven't really had any updates. But again, concussion stuff, do not mess around with it. Do not let him come back early. I know that the Rizzo and Yankee situation is much different because they didn't really address it, whereas the Mariners have addressed it very quickly, I feel like. And now it's just a mess over there in New York with that. Do not let him come back early. I don't care. It's sure, it's crunch time. His health is more important.
Yeah.
Would I argue the same thing about Cal's thumb last year? I don't know. But a head injury like that, I feel like do not roll any dice. And I know Dylan Moore, he's had some questionable movements. He's also had some pretty solid plays. He fielded a ground ball and stepped on the bag and threw it to first today. I thought he looked pretty slick doing that. So it's kind of like, banger buck, but banger boom. I don't know what the hell that means. But I don't know. JP, we're missing him for sure. but it's not like you can't risk it.
I'd love to see Sam Haggerty. Guys, Sam Haggerty's not good at baseball. He's not good.
Not as good as we might
And
think.
you know how like the whole thing with Jose Caballero, right, had the Sam Haggerty effect, and I'm so worried, right, that Cade Marlowe has that effect right now.
Caden Marlowe's
Do
a
you
dog.
do you think that Cade Marlowe is going to have the Sam Haggerty effect on this fan base?
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
If he slows down and then regresses and then Scott stops playing him, yes. If he stays hot, I mean, good for him.
Yeah, if I would love to be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be wrong and have Cade Marlowe be this guy. I just
Mm-hmm.
he had a 30% strikeout rate last year, which is in AAA, which is just as high as Teoscar Hernandez is in the major leagues this year. So I would not be shocked to see
The regression to the
that.
mean kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not saying that we want that to happen. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's not the case. It's just anytime a guy has this crazy run where he looks unstoppable and then comes back down to earth, we only think about the best moment, which is, nice and refreshing because sometimes we think about the worst moments. So it's nice to think that Sam Haggerty is Babe Ruth, but he's not.
Yeah.
So
Are there no good free agent shortstops out there? No. I mean, not during the season. Off season, there'll be, maybe some guys you could talk about, but
yeah,
to like fill in at second base, if you don't think that Ryan Bliss is the answer over there right now, because he has struggled. Although I think I saw, sorry, who I think it was Irishman earlier was saying it.
Alfarius was talking about him too.
Was he? Yeah, about Bliss with the walk-off today. He had his first big moment for the Rainiers, which is cool.
Yeah.
Why is Mike Ford on this team? That is a great question. That we don't have an answer to.
Yeah, is there anybody better than him right now? I
would
would have
not...
argued that Haggerty would have come up regardless and if JP was healthy, because you probably give Haggerty a shot over Ford. I feel like I get that they play different roles, but
I don't hate the idea of calling up Shiner just to see what he's got, but then you lose Ford to the free agent market, and of course we all know he'll just come back like he always does.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would like to see Shiner get a shot just to see what he's got outside of the PCL. I don't know. He's not the answer. I mean, realistically, if Ty France needs a day off, Dom Canzone is the answer.
Yeah. So long as he's got the coldest bat flip in all of the MLB, he will be giving Ty France a day off.
Oh my god. He hit that, and you have no idea how loud I got. Like, I was screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would also like to see Shiner come up and give Gino a day off. Gino has played every single game this season, which is absolutely freaking ridiculous.
He's a gamer.
Like that, ugh.
Hey, I don't think they can... Oh, they can hear you. They can hear you right now. Oh, I kicked my headset out of my ears.
What?
I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, you couldn't hear me.
I kicked my headphones.
Got it. So Canzone was clutch, but also pain. Yeah, I mean, in the end, I'm very sad that game. I'm very sad with the way that game ended, because it would have been such like a poetic moment for it to be Canzone, right? And to have the big hits, and it would have really helped tomorrow's video. But
true.
Really Nelson Cruz would be a great clubhouse presence, maybe as like a bench coach.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that sentiment. It's just what like viable roster spot does he provide you? Like what benefit does he provide? I don't know if he's going to have a better at bat than Mike Ford would in that, pinch hit opportunity today. There's no guarantee.
Yeah. Haley, did you get a bobblehead? You were there in person. Lucky. It was probably hot. Did you get a bobblehead? What's tomorrow's video? Tomorrow's video is going to be comparing, and everyone's seen it so far. Like, everyone's probably seen it on Twitter, comparing Dom Canzone to Mitch Haniger.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I had fun making that video. There were actually even more
similarities
than I thought. Yeah,
nice.
Than I actually thought. So I would say more, but just watch the video tomorrow and don't let it. Let's backtrack a little bit. Why do you guys all hate Felix Hernandez?
Yeah.
I made a beautiful video of Felix going into the Hall of Fame and what he meant to Mariners fans, and nobody watched it.
Nobody.
What the heck?
Maybe because they'd already seen like enough Felix content. You know what I mean? Compare Ryan Bliss to Josh Harrison. You stop your mouth.
You watch. Thanks for watching and liking. I appreciate it. Can't wait to watch it. Release it early to members, please. Nah.
Because then you
Yeah,
won't
I
watch
got
it
there
when
at
it comes out.
7:30 a.m.
Damn,
Gates opened at 11:10. You got there at 7:30?
that's dedication.
Holy crap, you psycho. Haley, we're gonna need you to go to the Mariner Mojo meetup and get there early and get us the Rose in the J-Rod squad, because we're not getting there at 7:30.
I mean, we
We need
could.
we could get there at 7:30. I mean, what else do we have to do, right? You know?
Yeah, it'll be
Let's
fine.
go over we'll go over to whatever it's called.
Hatback.
Hatback and
Have
just
some cocktails at 8 in the
have
morning.
some cocktails at 8 a.m., some mimosas.
We'll just rotate. Like you'll stand in line, I'll go get a drink,
Yeah.
and then let's go back and forth.
John Doe, I don't disagree that it was a balk, but I don't love that it was called, because a lot of times, they don't call balks on stuff like that. So it's like,
Yeah,
I don't love that it was called.
it feels like an inconsistency of the game, and then it just happened. The coin flip happened to go against us today, and I think it cost us the game at the end of it. But
Yeah.
great accent. Girlfriend's great. Thanks.
So let's talk a little bit about. So we're talking about like his strike zone, dude.
I mean,
he was given Angel a run for his money. Holy shit.
yeah, there was some pretty notable moments throughout yesterday's game and today's game, but it was bad.
Yeah, that was something. But I think that, like, I don't know, the umpire ever. What did Scott say? What did Scott say in his press conference? I didn't hear it. But let's talk a little bit about the division, because we talked a lot about the wild card, but the division's right there. You're 6.5 back, sure, right? That's because the Rangers been playing relatively decent lately, like better than the Mariners. But
how dare you? We said an 8-game winning streak. How dare you?
But close. And then the Astros, thankfully, the Mariners are catching up to them. Like,
yeah, 4 games back.
Yeah. Can you find the Scott Service interview? Huh, good luck, Joe.
No.
But
Probably.
I think that it's there. You know what I mean? I think that, like, the opportunity to take the division might even be easier than getting into the wild card, just because you play those teams. You play the teams in front of you.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, those last 10 games of the season are all against Houston and Texas.
You could take the division right there.
Mm-hmm.
Depend. Obviously, that is depending on what happens. But if the Mariners keep playing like they are right now, you finish. What did I say for August? 20-10.
I can't remember. Something like
or something
that.
like, or 20-8.
20-8. Something like that.
I don't remember how. Yeah, and right now they're on track to do that. So
they most in fact are. The 8-1 or what we're 8-0, just obviously the 8-game win streak puts us in a great position to, if we drop 2 games to the Orioles, to stay on track with a very, very good winning percentage in August.
Mm-hmm.
So
Scott said that calls like that aren't made if the umpire isn't trying to impact the game. That is so true. That is actually so true. I mean, I don't disagree with that, because again, I don't think that was it a balk? By the definition, yes. However, did he come set? Yes, it just wasn't for the 1 second. It was for slightly less than a second. So therefore, by definition, it is a balk.
Yeah.
So fire the hitting coach into the sun. I can't believe he was out there swinging the bat today. For real, for real.
It's unfortunate that he made Julio ground out to the shortstop 3 times today, or however many times. That's so sad.
I don't know. Overall, I think that the division might be easier. I really do, because you play the teams in front of you. But at the same time, with the wild card, you still play the Astros. They're part of the wild card right now.
I mean, Toronto also
play
has
the Rays.
The Toronto also has games against Tampa Bay still.
Yeah, so
that easy stretch of games for Toronto. It's not that they have that the rest of the schedule. They've got games against tough opponents as well.
Mm-hmm.
And their pitching has, I feel like, not been nearly as good as they would hoped. Alek Manoah. Goodbye.
Something tire pressure or
Yeah, and then
something.
Hyunjin Ryu, I don't think he's been very good since he came back from injury.
Hmm.
And I don't know. You've got Kevin Gossman. I'm not overly worried. I don't know. The Blue Jays, I'm not like it's not that far out for me that we
Yeah.
could play 2 games better than them the rest of the season.
Hmm.
But
Oh, absolutely. It like I don't know. I think that again, the Mariners' biggest strength is still their pitching staff, and you're going to be playing teams that don't have a very good offense.
mm-hmm.
So, like, you're going to be playing the Royals and the Athletics. They don't have a good offense. Just go out there and treat them how you should treat a team like that," said Cole Irvin. You know, like, go out there, shut them down. Let's see George Kirby throw another complete game and actually win. Call up Diego? God, no. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think that I'm not upset. I'm sorry. I know you guys tried to make me upset this stream, but it's not working.
That's not working. Okay, sorry,
Favorable to us.
accent. It was only the first start where he did bad against the Orioles. My bad. All right,
Hungjin Ryu,
my bad. My bad, dude.
I sleep. Hungjin Ryu. Nah. He hasn't been good since he was with the Dodgers. The trolls
Ouch.
try to make you upset, Colton. Didn't work. I'm not upset. I'm not upset about this series. I'm
Yeah,
not. Now talk to me in 3 days and tell me what happens like after what happens in the Royals series. I might be upset.
yeah.
If you lose 2 or 3 to to the Royals, I'm gonna be upset.
A lot can happen in 4 or 5 games where stuff goes sour pretty quickly.
Uh,
Accent, don't you dare. Don't bring him up. We don't want to talk about him.
yeah, that was something.
Yeah, it's not. That's yikes. Bro might
Yeah,
be done for.
yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. Now Colton's upset. Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Mullins won the series. He did.
We
No,
have we
he
have mentioned that Mullins
yeah.
was him
Cedric
today.
Mullins. I'm really bummed that he came back for this series off the injured list because Cedric Mullins is such a good baseball player
Yeah.
and can impact. And the fact that he can impact a game like that is unbelievable.
What do you? Never mind. That was just going to be a rhetorical question. That's just going to like a clippable thing where it's like, who impacted the game more, Cedric Mullins or that balk call from the umpire? Because the Scott Service
Mm.
quote. But it's Mullins. It's
Yeah,
Mullins.
he took the
That's a 3-run
this
swing.
series. Yeah, I don't know. Like Cedric Mullins specifically won that series for the Orioles. Like the fact that that wasn't even like a run of the mill robbing of a home run. That was a great play.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that was an incredible play. That
Mm-hmm.
wasn't even like a whoop jump caught it. That was a holy crap. How did he
Like
catch that?
in stride, timed it perfectly,
Mhm.
outstretched. Like dude is nuts.
Yeah. I The way I look at the series, you didn't lose any ground at all. You're one and I think you actually gained ground
I mean,
because
you
like
you played equal ball with Toronto
yeah,
in this
just got to
series.
keep in stride, and then now you're on to the easier part of the month. Now this is where you have to. If the Mariners do not take advantage over the rest of this month, we're going to be having a completely different conversation.
Yeah,
Bro, we're 1.5 behind. I know we didn't lose any ground. That's what I just said.
yeah.
They lost 2 of 3.
We
We lost
lost
two
two
of
of
three.
three.
That's how not losing ground works before the series. Exactly, accent. Now, like I said, if you don't take advantage of the rest of this month, that is where the problem lies.
Mm-hmm.
Because the rest of this month is imperative to whatever the rest of the season is going to look like for you. If you play 500 ball the rest of this month, you're not making the playoffs. Plain
Yeah.
and simple.
Mm-hmm. It's not.
It's
It's
not
not
happening.
feasible. And yeah, like again, this conversation can be totally different in a week's time because if
Mm-hmm.
we now spiral, right? If this is the end all be all torpedo spiraling moment of our momentum, then sure, the conversation can be looked different. You can pinpoint the exact moment. It's like, oh, it's when our offense didn't get a single run for a complete game shutout from our future ace, likely Tyler. Yes, George Kirby is our future ace, and then you don't capitalize against. I mean, I don't know. Game 3, it's the Cedric Mullins game. So like, the big one would be to me the 1-0 loss in Game 2. But I don't
Yeah.
know. Thornton, that's a big question mark too.
Yeah, that one, I don't know what Manny Acta was doing there. I don't know, because he was the manager at that point.
Yeah.
That one, I don't know about that one.
Hmm.
Like, ugh. But it is what it is. I mean, yeah, George Kirby, like Accent said, one of the best pitching performances you've ever seen. Yeah, I mean,
Brandon Hyde
I
said it too.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
put that behind Felix's perfect game, and that's it in
Whoa.
terms of what we saw.
I mean,
Like,
yeah,
I
he's
don't
definitely
know.
better than Logan's. And
Yeah,
I'd say Logan's 7 inning game the other day was better than his complete game shutout in terms of quality pitching.
hmm
You know?
yeah. So, and Scott would have put in Saucedo. I wouldn't be shocked. Saucedo has earned it.
Yeah.
He's been good enough.
Especially with the lefties.
Yeah. So I look at this series similarly to how I look at last year's Houston series, at least the last two games of the series. I look at it like last year's Houston series in the playoffs, where one little tiny swing going a different direction, and it's a complete like you win that series.
I'm sorry. Did you
Like
just call your Don's home run a tiny swing? Is is is
Jordan's home run and
is
Cedric Mullins' home run, they
is
were the same.
is that the adjective that we're using to describe
It was a tiny
absolute
home run.
pimp jobs from
Dominic
elite level baseball players?
Dominic Canzone's home run was better.
Sure.
Fight me.
I mean, the gravity of the situation, it can be weighed in certain ways. I get what you're saying, right? One pitch goes a
Yeah.
different way. It could be a completely different outcome, but that's the hypothetical, right?
At least we got the dunk on Jeremy. That guy's so stupid. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's had a rough week on Twitter, bro. Real
What about
rough week.
he has a rough life on Twitter. Just everything he does is rough.
Yeah.
Any reliever free agents we can get this offseason? Oh, there definitely will be. Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
This
they'll
Pen
turn them
needs
into
help. I don't know.
godsends.
Yeah. Like, what about the impact of releasing Wong? I don't know. If you ask certain people in the chat, they already say he's better than Rojas. So hopefully. So I saw someone ask earlier, and I'm sorry for missing this. We're trying to keep up here.
Hmm.
Somebody asked about John Stanton and how, in terms of people's interest in the team, directing how much of his money he spends. That's the way it should be. Are the people more interested in the Mariners right now because they're playing good baseball? Like, that's how it should have been last offseason, where they
Yeah.
should have spent some more money. With that being said, we've talked about how the players that we were looking at ended up being nothing anyway. So who cares?
Trey Turner has started his heater, but
Yeah,
it took
yeah,
an entire ovation from Citizens Bank Park to turn it around for him.
yeah. I mean,
I get what
JP
you're saying though.
Crawford has been better than every single, like you said in that one video. Like every single player the Mariners looked at. Have people forgot who the Mariners are? This is the 2023 season, not the 2009 season. So
If we think that the Mariners are still like the joke of baseball after two 90-win seasons in a row, on pace for a third with how they've turned around July and August, I would be interested to see what other teams you consider or other people, if this is a conversation you're having with others, as jokes of the
the,
MLB.
the only joke of the MLB, the two jokes the MLB right now are the Mets and the Angels. That's it.
I guess like you can joke about the Athletics, but it's sad.
Yeah, that's more sad than
It's a
anything
little
else.
sad, you know. So I
The
don't know.
Angels fan call us poverty today, as they didn't trade. They literally they didn't
They forced themselves
trade.
into generational poverty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they could have traded Shohei Ohtani and got back guys that can make them competitors next year, but
Mm-hmm.
instead they didn't, and now they're gonna rot for it for the next 5 years.
Probably.
Rockies are a joke, true.
Yeah, like they're. I'm not saying we're in the conversation with the Dodgers, the Braves, the Astros, even like the Yankees, but the Yankees are kind of comical to a certain degree at some points. But it just, I don't know. That type of negative attitude, it's just, I don't know. We have done
At
nothing. Okay.
least they won pennants. When did they win a pennant? Probably right around the same last time we won a pennant.
I don't know. Why does that matter?
Yeah.
It's now. It's right now.
Yo,
It's
Alfarius, are you a Cowboys fan?
it's
You
right
must be a
now.
Cowboys
Like
fan.
it's 2023. It's August 13th, 2023. I'm not I'm not going to lose sleep over what we did for the last how many years have the Mariners been a baseball team? Like 50 years? Something like that. I
Yeah.
don't
No,
care. It's now. It is
Yeah,
now. I don't care that the
nobody.
Yankees have won 27 rings in their entire, history of baseball. That doesn't matter to me right now because it's still the regular season in August of 2023. Don't care.
Nobody is denying that the Mariners were dog shit from 2002 through 2020. Nobody is denying that. But we're watching the 2023 Seattle Mariners. We're not watching any of those teams.
I'm
That's
not
not
going
how that
back and
works.
watching reruns like, if only we, could have scored those 3 extra runs to make sure Felix won the game. Don't care. Don't care. Does not matter anymore. That's just, I don't know. If that's the way you view your like sports opinions and takes during a season that's happening presently, I just don't understand it. I don't understand where the fan happens there, because that just doesn't feel like a fandom.
Angry caps lock comment. Let's
Loud
go.
noises.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, if you are mad about the Orioles series, maybe just take a few days off. Maybe just take a few days off. Don't watch the Mariners for the next week.
Yeah.
Just take a few days off. Relax.
It's not like
Chill out.
it's not like they were going to say anything when we win 2 out of 3 against the Royals anyways, It's not like there's
Yeah.
anything positive to say regardless.
Yeah, it's funny. All these people were very quiet during the 8-game winning streak.
It's crazy, right? It's
Mhm.
crazy as soon as 2 back-to-back tooth and nail losses. Yeah, you don't want to see 0 runs across 10 innings of baseball. But should Scott get fired if we miss playoffs? No. Not yet.
Ask me next year, and I might have a very different answer about him, about Jerry, about everyone. But this year, I think his job's safe. Next year, if they're underperforming, we can have that conversation.
Yeah. I mean, this July and start of August definitely have saved that conversation, have extended the window where it's not as, pressing of an issue. Liam, user error. I completely agree. I'm more mad about yesterday than I am today.
Same.
But I've already forgot about yesterday in a vacuum, because today's game happened, and then tomorrow is a new day.
That's the beautiful thing about baseball.
Against the Royals. I don't know, man.
I'm excited.
Who's pitching for the Royals tomorrow?
I don't know. I think Mariners got Hancock, right?
Mariners probable pitchers is what I typed in.
Pitchers.
It's close.
Pitchers.
Yeah.
The Orioles are not an easy team at week at pace. I agree, Kennedy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is the Mariners played the Orioles very well.
Logan Gilbert and then Emerson Hancock.
Oh,
we got Gilbert versus Brady Singer.
Okay. Left-handed lineup coming out against him. Nice.
And then Jordan Lyles against Hancock. 3
Nice.
and 13, 6.13 ERA. Jordan Lyles, by the way.
3 and 13.
Oh yeah, no, bro's been the loser of losers in terms of starting pitching this year. Like, I don't really like to look at pitcher win-loss a whole bunch because it's very outdated at this point.
It's stupid. Yeah.
It's very outdated. But 3 and 13 is comical.
That's comical. He's so gonna throw a shutout against.
Oh yeah, no, he's gonna shove.
He's gonna shut him out. Yeah.
Because that's Mariners baseball. And you know what? That night, when we're recording for the Hit of Your podcast, we still won't be as mad about it as losing 5-3 to the Orioles today. You know what I mean? Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get there.
I'd be much madder about that, but it's fine. Will he play next series? Not next series.
His first day eligible would be against Thursday against the Kansas City, but I think if he's gonna play, he'll just be in Houston ready to go on Friday, if anything.
What do you think about Julio batting leadoff? I mean, I don't know who else you'd put there right now. So it's like whatever.
Marlowe.
Oh God, don't even start. The Mariners should call up Casey Sadler. I would love to see Casey Sadler. I think they just want to build him up because he missed so much time before they just throw him back out there to the Wolves. So I'm fine with them waiting. But back-to-back games with bad luck. Yeah, bad luck is so true. PTSD to last year's visit to the Royals.
Yeah, bro, I don't want to see another 8 or 9 run inning, but who knows, dude? Kaufman, anything could happen. Someone earlier asked when our next day off is. August 24th, after we play a Wednesday game against the Chicago White Sox at 11 in the morning, by the way.
Yeah, after you fly from Kansas City to Houston to Chicago instead of from Kansas City to Chicago to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you,
Thank you,
people that made the
scheduler.
schedule.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Demo lead off. I think I'd be fine with that, but
If it's a lefty
that
on the mound.
against a lefty, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. So Joe, just to kind of wrap up this stream here, if you were if you were to make any roster changes right now, what would they be? At all?
Yikes.
You
Roster
you can
changes?
say none. You can say zero.
Hmm. Am I willing to give up on Trent Thornton already?
No, he's been fine for the Mariners minus today.
Okay. I'm thinking about Prelander. I just don't know how much of an impact that's going to make for you right away. And I don't think there's a guy in AAA in the PCL that's really doing enough to make an impact right away. The Cade call up makes sense because we had injury to Jared Kelnick.
Yeah.
Maybe a Taylor Trammell or Mike Ford.
Not Jake Shiner, huh?
Maybe, I don't know. If sure, one Taylor Trammell or Mike Ford. Shoot, Jake Shiner. But like if we bring up Taylor Trammell, it's just it's another outfielder that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So it's just I guess the only one that I think the only person I guess would be Shiner, but I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with Mike Ford is a waste of a roster spot. When he pinch hit last night when I was at the game, I said, "Holy crap, that guy's still on the team."
He's still here. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 runs compared
I
to
don't
one
know.
if there's no automatic runner. Yeah, automatic runner the last 2 days have been L's. Have been L's. Mainly because the Mariners haven't scored them, but also because they gave up runs to them.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
pinched it today too. Yeah, he had a little lazy fly ball to left field. Great.
Right field.
That was left. Didn't he fly out to left field today?
I think he flew out to the first baseman.
Ford? I thought it was to left field today. Maybe that's yesterday's game.
I guess.
Yeah. Regardless, it was an out that didn't score the runner.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would much rather give the opportunity to someone who can, be a force for the Mariners for the next couple of years than Mike Ford right now. And again, you have to DFA him and he's no longer in your system, but you now have the backup in Dominic Canzone. Before you didn't have the backup.
Yeah.
And whether or not Canzone can play first base, we haven't seen it. So we don't really know. But
he's working with Perry. I just trust.
Yeah.
I trust.
So I'm not sure. Josh Rojas, I think, is honestly turning it around in the little bit that he's been here. He's already
if he gets like another like just random little spurts like that, fine. Because he's not gonna play every day. You're not gonna get, 1 to 2 hits with 2 runs score, you're not gonna get that every single game from your second baseman with the quality of second baseman that we have. It's a miracle he scored twice today, I feel like. Unless this is like his big turnaround where he's gonna be a 2 to 3 win replacement player, on pace for that at least if it was a full season for the next month. But there's no guarantee for that.
Yeah. What happens when JK gets back? I mean, I would assume either, Ford getting DFA'd or Haggerty going back down.
Yeah.
I think would be the two.
But that's a good point.
I would think Cade stays.
Cade has earned his spot for sure. Even with the stolen base, it's tough yesterday with the stupid pop-off thing. Ugh. It's so lame. Like, I hate this is the one I think bad thing about challenges is how impactful that can be. Sure, it's his job to stay in the back. But it's just cringe. Just lame. Just let him he beat the ball to the base, let him be safe. Don't challenge it. Don't be a coward.
Yeah,
get him out. If you don't trust your guy to get out Josh Rojas, what are you doing, Brandon? How do you not trust your guy? He's your back end, he's your premier all-star closer. He's going to be top 5 in Cy Young this year. You don't trust him to get out Josh Rojas with a runner on second base? You coward. Don't challenge the play. Anyways. I was pissed. I was so mad.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't love that.
Yeah, his foot popped off and I was just ready to freaking throw my face through a TV.
What if the bases were a zone instead of a base? I don't know about all that.
What?
I don't know about all that.
Would he be Dominic Can base then, or what? Colton didn't like that one, guys. I'm sorry.
Huh. But yeah,
I don't know. What
I
roster move
mean,
would you make?
probably Mike Ford.
Yeah,
I'd probably do Shiner for Ford.
sure.
Uh maybe I don't know, call up Riley O'Brien.
Riley O'Brien over Prelander. Yeah, that's where you'd be
Yeah, maybe. I
trusting.
don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
I don't hate the O'Brien thing. I mean, it's kind of showing a little bit of disrespect to our boy Darren McCacken, but I don't know, man. It just seems like you hate Darren McCacken for some reason.
I hate Darren McCacken. He's the worst. Yeah.
That's tough, bro. Personally, for me, I love Darren McCacken.
You played baseball with him at is that Everett Community College? Is that what EV is?
I have no idea.
Huh. DFA Julio?
Easily.
That's a yeah.
Easily.
Beat him in Smash Bros. Let's go, Brayden.
Who'd
yeah,
you play as, bro?
That's the real question.
That's the real question. Who'd you play as?
Kirby main or what?
No, don't be a Kirby main. Oh, speaking
him
of, I gotta grab Kirby for Lucario.
Mm-hmm.
Do it last time.
Didn't we meet the guy who loved Darren McCacken, Colton? Yes, we did. Yep, that was Datara. Oh, you played Link? Oh,
Link,
fair.
GG, easy.
There's Kirby.
There it is.
Huh. So, yeah, I don't know. I would probably just do the Mike Ford thing, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't. He has no value to the team. He doesn't. He is quite literally just a pinch hitter or a DH. That's all he is. And I'm like, I'd rather have,
We did that game earlier in the year when guys were struggling and it didn't work out. So
yeah,
his Linsanity run, as the kids call it, is over. It's Depover. So
it's four over. Well, why didn't Ryder Ryan pitch? I mean, I don't know.
He is the next Paul Seawald.
He's the next Paul Seawald. That's right.
That little, just like the it was uncanny.
Contact memories.
Yeah. How do you know that you're in the good times? Before you leave them or whatever. With Paul, never mind. See us, Ryan. It doesn't roll off the tongue the same way. See us ride the wave of the sea.
Let's ride,
Ryan.
Huh. Anyways, that's going to do it for the stream. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us in this one. Remember, August 27th is the Mariner Mojo meetup in the J-Rod squad. Make sure to get your tickets soon and hang out with us and watch a game with us. We're going to have some fun little prizes that Joe and I have definitely talked about. All right. We appreciate you guys. Joe, any final words?
Mariners country. Let's ride.
End the stream.